When she was 6 years old, Anna had to make a choice. She had to choose to live with her father or mother because they divorced. Her father had a job. He could support her, but Anna's mother needed her help. Her mother had trouble seeing and could not work. Anna chose to live with her mother. She chose to care for her mother. Anna is now 16 years old. She spoke about her choice. If I had not grown with her, she would have died. No one was there to even give her a glass of water. Anna's mother suffered from glaucoma. This disease affects a person's eyes. It is common in Ethiopia, where Anna and her mother live. In this area of Ethiopia, glaucoma is called hair in eyes. Glaucoma is caused by bacteria. These bacteria affect the skin on the inside of the eyelids, the skin covering the eyes. The bacteria damage the eyelids. After time, the skin became thicker. The eye hurt and glistens. If a person became infected many times, her eyelids start to turn in toward the eye. This is what causes the worst damage. When a person's eye glistening, turning, the eyeglass hairs start to turn and damage the person's eyes. People say that it is feeling sharp bonds being pulled across the eyes. Eyes are very sensitive, sensitive, sensitive. When they are damaged or cut, they do heal, but they are never the same. They become cloudy, images start to look soft. After many years of being infected, a person can become blind. But how do people get this disease? Well, the bacteria can travel on any surface that touches a person's eyes. Flying insects, such as flies, can also carry bacteria. Suppose a fly lands on the face of an infected person. Fluid from that person's eyes spread onto the eye. The fly then land on the new person's face and so spread the bacteria. In Ethiopia, children are the most infected, and because women care for the children, women are 3 times more likely to become infected than men. Babies and small children cannot keep the infected flies away from their eyes, and mothers with infected children often become infected themselves by touching their children's eyes or other infected objects. Poor children, poor people are most at risk of getting glaucoma in poor areas. It is difficult to get medicine to treat the disease. It is difficult to get soap for cleaning surface. And after a person's eyelid turns inward, the only solution is an eyelid operation. This can also be costly for the people. A million or 3 billion people need eye surgery, but in this country of 70 million people, there are only 76 as daughters. Most of these daughters live in the country's capital cities. Addis Ababa. People in poor, faraway areas cannot reach these daughters. But some groups see this problem and are trying to help. In 2007, 60,000 people in Ethiopia got the surgery. Ad group pay for each one of the operations, but these at least surgeries were not performed by It-Ouers' daughter. And groups such as at the Carter Center, they existed by mission pay for government health workers to learn how to do the surgeries. The workers trained from 2 to 4 weeks to learn the surgery. They then travel to villages around the country to perform the treatment. But these surgeries do not cure the problem. The surgery only stops the anesthesia from damaging a person's eyes. So the ACT group had a plan to help slow the spread of glaucoma. They also try to help people who already had glaucoma by making the effect less. The clinical safe. It stands for the surgery, antibiotics, face washing, and environmental change. Surgery is done by government health workers and paid by the ACT group. Antibiotics and medicines, they are often refilled by Western medicine company. These medicines help the heal the damage to the eyelid and reduce pain. Face washing is important to stop glaucoma from spreading on the people's hands and face. The group help to provide soap for washing and to teach villagers how best to wash. And finally, the art groups have messages in the village to slow the spread of glaucoma. One of the most important changes is stopping flies. Keeping flies out of the people's home is important, but reducing the number of flies is even more important. One of the main ways the ants do this is by creating toilets. Many villages do not have separate toilets. They put human waste out in the open, away from the village. The flies live most they eat in this way, but as workers for that, the flies do not like playing in waste flat. That's in latrine in toilets. Rot into the ground, and the art groups are helping villagers to build latrine. Art groups are also helping reduce the number of flies by catching them. They do this with a very simple trap. The trap is made from plastic board. The bottom of trap contains animal waste and the top is empty. The entire